The Line in Saudi Arabia. You may have heard about this little engineering project, a city for 9 million residents crammed into a 500-meter tall, 200-meter wide line structure that's 170 kilometers long. And if you believe the marketing spiel, it'll look lovely, everything is automated, and it has zero carbon emissions. I imagine there's a huge once built disclaimer somewhere there though. Costing just a measly $3 trillion, you'll be within a 5-minute walk to everything you could possibly need. Oh, and did I mention it's housed entirely in glass in the desert? I'm sorry, but like really, who comes up with this stuff?
Designed by world-leading architects.
Oh, yeah, that's who, the architects. This is what happens when a country with a lot of money hires architects that can create crazy concepts, and they vomit out a load of buzzwords, spend millions on crazy marketing videos, get everyone hyped up, and then an engineer is brought in once all the budget's been spent and told, make it work, mate. Anyway, hello fellow engineers, and welcome to Cities Skylines. Where today I'm going to be starting a new game, and we're going to be creating the line. I've downloaded a map from the Steam Workshop called The Long Deserted Desert. So that sounds like a nice place to start. So I've just bought the entire map. I mean, I am an oil baron now, so I can afford to do whatever I want, basically. I guess we're going to do our line parallel with this road. Now, the line says there's going to be no cars or anything like that. However, surely there are actually going to be roads to get to it. Otherwise, how is anyone going to get there? So I think we definitely need to start at this junction, and maybe I can go underground so people can't really see. But yeah, 170 kilometers long. That's quite far. I mean, each one of these squares is 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer, so it's 170 of these squares in a row. I think our line might be a little bit different, but it should give us a good idea of how the thing could look, could work. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Now, obviously, because it's in the desert and because it's coated in glass, there is going to be some heat stuff going on. But in the marketing spiel, they had a clip showing it's got its own microclimate because it's got like an open middle. So basically, the middle is going to be flat, and then we've got to build almost in like a U shape. So I think we're going to come down to the landscape and disasters tab. We're going to select level terrain. I mean, first off, I want 200 meters tall. No, 500. Bloody hell, it's 500 meters tall. So we'll use the shift terrain tool first. It's quite satisfying watching these go up, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm guessing each one of the main contours is 100 meters, right? Does that seem about right? That is 500 meters high. Okay, that's what we're doing. So I'm going to grab the level terrain tool. I'm just going to right click the tip. So we're just going to draw a line reasonably far. I mean, we're not going to go 170 kilometers because the map isn't that big. All right, so that's pretty good. I mean, it's not the straightest thing in the world, I'll give you that. But from the road as you're driving along, that's what it will look like. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that a marvel of architecture? And I mean, it'll be glass. It'll be a little bit shinier than that. Next up, we need the width. So if we go back to this, do the roads actually tell us how long they are? No, not really. Don't know. To be honest, it's marketing spiel. I can make this as wide as I want. So just to eyeball it in, which I'm sure is what they'll hire an engineer to do because they have no budget to hire an engineer that could use a calculator. So let's go. I'm so whiny in this video, I'm sorry. Let's go parallel about that wide. I reckon that's semi-decent, I think. So there we go, check that out. I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna flatten this middle. I'm gonna want to do the old flood walls thing, because I've built in layers, or layers, as Mary Berry calls them, previously in my wedge video. And I know trying to do like steps down so you can do buildings and stuff, it's pretty tricky in this game. So I'm gonna come into the water structures tab, and I'm gonna build a few flood walls. Now if I start this end, hopefully I can go completely straight to there. And then gonna do the same on the bottom side. So I'm just gonna follow this flood wall, making the top a little bit wider, because the top's filled with like lots of trees and stuff, so it's got to be nice and green up there. Alright, and now I've just downloaded a mod called Random Tree Brush, and now when we come into trees, we have the Random Tree Brush. I'm pretty sure this project can afford any type of tree, so yeah, we're gonna have them all. Oh, and then it literally, it doesn't paint. It doesn't paint. Oh no. I mean, it's quicker than it was. It's random trees, but I've just opened my good friend the auto clicker, so let's turn that on. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so fast. There's so many trees. Okay, that's how to make a forest pretty quickly. Let's try and fill this in as fast as we can. If I zoom out and then do it. Bush tree Kano. Oh man, the noise is beautiful. I absolutely love this sound effect. I wish I could have a bigger brush though. By the way, people in the comments that know this game really well, if you're watching this and being like, oh, why doesn't he just use the big brush mod? He's an idiot. What's he doing? Don't. I don't want to know. All right, and after an hour of building, we're at this stage. We've got two lumps of dirt with some trees on. Yeah, look, my trees fell off there. It's a treeable. It's a feature. Anyway, now it's probably time we actually start building some buildings because we got to cram 9 million people into this. So I guess back in the level terrain tool. Yeah, so if we put that in along there. Okay, with those in, we need to I need to try and get some footpaths in because obviously there's no cars here. So everything's going to be footpath related. Although the trouble is, I'm not sure if I were to put a footpath down, can I actually put no, I can't actually put houses next to them. Does this game require cars? Right, well, I guess I could use this. Monorail tracks on 2-lane road. I think that might hide. Yeah, that hides the road. So from above, you can't actually see that there's a road there. It just looks like a monorail. So I reckon that will be fine. I definitely want a monorail because we've got to get from one end to the other in just 20 minutes. Actually, bloody, how fast would that be? 170 kilometers in 20 minutes. So assuming my math is right, 510 kilometers an hour, which is 317 miles an hour. What the hell sort of traveling contraption are they using in this thing? Well, I'm pretty sure our monorail will still be able to compete. So let's get a monorail station involved. There we go, monorail station. So now we have monorails that hopefully can travel 317 miles an hour. Next up, now we know how wide our buildings are. I feel like I need to make this a little bit wider. We can just do a bit of that. Then we can put flood walls in at that sort of level. And then we can go down to our next step. So in order to have a step at the bottom as well, I think that's like where all the commercial stuff goes, where all the pollution and stuff happens. Because pollutants don't flow upwards, do they? That'll be fine. And we can put another platform down here, tight to the wall above. Right, and actually, I think down here, perhaps I want to like stagger it. So maybe I do want like half of this side quite big, because I want to get some big buildings down here as well. Something like the cathedral is pretty wide, as you can see. If we build another monorail down here, wang a big footprint building like on that edge, and then we know where to put our flood wall because it's got to be at the back of that. So I think over there should be fine. And then meanwhile this side, that's going to drop all the way down. Then we got something like that, and then on this side I'm going to keep this road going at the back of it, but we're going to cut in with the flood wall up to about there and then go parallel. Lovely jubbly. Okay, so if we now just trim the middle to the bottom level, but now we have that, which means at the bottom level we can get some roads in, and we can just wang these down the bottom somewhere like that sort of thing. In these larger areas, that's where I'm hoping to do like some of these bigger buildings like the waste transfer facility. But essentially, if I just tidy this up, then we're ready to paint with the zoning tool. So first off, we'll just fill in all the ditches that I accidentally made. Goodbye ditches, my old friend. It's time to fill you up again. I know you're just trying to be a ditch, but in the desert they're as rare as a fish. And when we're trying to earn that fat oil money, then we must do as we're told, because that's the sound of oil money. Do 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 do. Right, so that is those done. Let's get painting with the zoning tool. So we're going to want high density everything. We've got 9 million people to cram in here. So up the top, it's mainly high density residentials. Of course, everything's got to be within a 5-minute walk. So we're going to do some high density commercial down here. Also some office zones. And then down the bottom is our industrial zone. I'm sure the line doesn't have the sort of dystopian thing going on like this build probably looks like it does. Although saying that, when I helped design a city in Qatar, we literally, it looked like it was pretty much a flat desert like this. And because they have like the hierarchy of their different classes and roles and things, we had to put man-made lumps in so that the like royal family and like the upper class people, they could live on higher land than the peasants. They could literally look down on them. But I'm sure that won't happen in the line. We've seen the marketing spiel. We know it's a lovely place to live. They definitely won't do that. Anyway, next up, people are going to need a way to get from like one level down to another, etc. Yeah, so I'm guessing we're going to need some bridges. So I've just added a bridge down here. This is the Manhattan Bridge, a nice little modded piece I installed. It might look like it's going into nothing, but no, there's a secret entrance there that only opens if people want to use the bridge. Now, up here we have a massive footbridge going across the entire thing so people can get from one side to the other. And you know what? I'm starting to come around to this idea. I feel like once we start to press play and watch everyone move in and stuff, things are going to be very, very good. But first off, I need to build a lot more of this. I also need to connect everything up to the road at the bottom. And I'm guessing this will be like at the end of the line. This will sort of be hidden in like a bunker. You won't actually be able to see this. Because I'm an engineer, I want to show you the workings and everything. We're gonna be doing this out in the open, as they say. So you got to imagine this is all in tunnels and things. But essentially, it's gonna be a huge road and monorail system up to the very top levels. It'll also branch onto lower levels as well. The ones over here, they're gonna have to get over there as well somehow. Oh god, not like that, not like that. I mean, I guess that's sort of sensible, maybe a little bit. Yeah, and this one, it's one of those cliff railways. Do you remember those from like Victorian times? Sort of like a funicular, but it does actually carry on. And there is there is a road underneath it as well. But that's all those connected. Nice. Now, next up, we need power. And not only power, we need drinking water as well. Now, I've got a genius idea for this. So over at this end of the line, I'm actually going to be filling in the line sort of like that. And we're basically going to be making like a big reservoir. So there is our reservoir. And you might be saying, well, Matt, it's completely empty. How is this going to work? Well, if you remember the marketing spiel,
Energy and water supplies are 100% renewable.
So we're going to be doing something that I did in Engetopia, in that we're going to be filling this up with lots of sewer outlets. So we just need to connect these up with pipes, and then obviously these pipes, they're going to run under the entire road network, so that when everyone poos, it all ends up down here. Right, and now you might be wondering, well, how do we make power out of this mat? Well, I was thinking, I know, dangerous, I could do like the tiered dam network down into the bottom and then have like a little water feature down the bottom, and then that's where we get our water from. Now, unfortunately, you can see there is a maximum height you can have these dams, but I'm pretty sure what I can do, if I go to like that level, say, I can lower this wall that I just built, and then once that starts filling with water, the game should let me build my dam up here. So the aim is we have a dam there, we have another dam down here somewhere, and then down the bottom here I can have like a fairly deep sort of plunge pooly bit, and then this will be where everyone gets their drinking water, because hopefully if we clean the water as it comes down the dam, then it should be clean by then. Nice. Okay, now the trouble is, in order for our new residents, which haven't moved in yet, in order for them to make sewage, they're going to need water to start with. So I am going to have to pump from down here first. So I'll just add a few pumps down there, do a bit of drainage to what we've already built. And of course, this is realistic, so we will be sticking all of our drainage under the roads and things. Now, before we can ask people to move in, we are going to need some power about. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dot some of these solar plants about everywhere, because we are in the desert, so they should be pretty efficient, you would have thought. So we'll shove one there that's mostly in the shade. I might do a couple here, sort of out the way. This is like the behind the scenes. It's going to be the area that the marketing team don't show you. But then I feel like we're ready to press play and hopefully watch some people move in. So down here we've got our first buildings going in. Oh, this is exciting. The line is coming together. And I think before we get too far, I should probably build in like the essential places. Like pretty much all of these tabs have special buildings like hospitals, crematoriums, fire stations. I should probably put in like a fire helicopter depot as well. I feel like that will actually be useful. Same with police helicopter depots as well. I think the more depots, the better. And of course some schools, because we do want to educate people that you can just spend oil money and build whatever you want. Wait, what? Right, but here we go. The line is literally coming together. Oh, it's actually, I'm quite surprised that people are actually moving in for some reason. Now look down the bottom, the industrial zone is absolutely fuming. As in, it's not mad, there's fumes everywhere. It's going good, it's growing very well. Wow, this is quite a sight. I think, oh, what's going on with the trees? The trees are having a disco. The trees have all gone mental. I don't know what they're dancing to. It's definitely not my million sub special, that was horrible. But yeah, I think I'm going to continue growing this in that direction, and then we're going to see, oh look, we've already got water down here. Okay, so the question is, can I build my dam now? Hey, what's going on down here? What's going on down here? We got no electricity, that's fine. But why is there sewage down? There shouldn't be sewage down here. Did we have a leak? Now, why aren't these moving either? Wind speed 0. Okay, is there no wind in the desert? News to me, but anyway, we'll quickly wang a solar thing down here. So there we go. Let the sewage gates open. We just need to make sure there aren't any leaks. Maybe that's just a shadow or something. Anyway, sewage is finally pumping into this, which means we'll be able to put our dam in very soon. And then we'll be able to get some infinite power. All right, nice. And how is the line... How is the line looking? It's shock horror. It's not really working, is it? Like everyone's abandoned their buildings. That person was left by a helicopter. These guys have no water. That's probably my fault, to be fair. But yeah, everyone's leaving. It's like maybe they can't reach everywhere. Maybe being 5 minutes travel to everywhere was actually a lie. I mean, look at the traffic. There's not meant to be any cars up here, and it's chock-a-block. You can't tell people not to drive somewhere. I feel like I should build some more metro stations. All right, so there we go. We've got one there. People are just demolishing their buildings and building new ones. There is, oh goodness, that is on fire. Fire trucks, fire helicopters, where are you? The building next to it's on fire. Come on, fire people, where are you? All right, look, it's coming over, it's coming over. It's going to drop water on top. The beauty of having helicopters fight fires. Is that going to be enough to put it out? Well, the building just collapsed. Okay, so if a fire happens in the line, we don't have the best rate of return at the moment. But yeah, something to work on. Anyway, I'm gonna carry on expanding this. And from here, I'm gonna make this really wide because this is where I want all the huge buildings that we haven't really got yet. I feel like a few of those in the middle would be good. So first, I'll do a few tree-lined roads and shove a few of these big boy buildings down. Okay, so that's all of those in. Now I'm just gonna paint this up. So I'm gonna put some residential down there. Then mainly all these gaps is gonna be offices and stuff. Then we've just got to mirror that on the other side. So we want something fairly similar, but also unique as well. Right, so here we are. We are nearly there. This took so many hours. I'm quite embarrassed. Right, so let's play this at fast speed. And then we're going to fly through in our camera. Look, we've got big old bridges. We've got buildings everywhere. We've got... Yes, that is the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I couldn't help myself. We've got all sorts of different levels and things. And then, yeah, at the moment, people are just building everywhere. It's awesome. Look, down here, I even made space for a little arch. We've got to go through the arch. Love to see it. Oh, wow, these built really quickly. Look at all these houses. Okay, I'm starting to fall in love with the line. I quite like it. I won't lie to you, I'm falling for this one. And yeah, I found this mod where I could paint the grass all green, so it actually looks how it was meant to in the old marketing. I did all right, I think. Although one thing we do need to be careful of, this is the poo. This is all the sewage. It is filling up fairly quickly. We need to make sure. Can you see I've done like a second burn there? Basically, my plan is once this water level gets up to that level there, I can then, because I'll have water, I should be able to put my dam in. Well, yeah, we're gonna green up the gaps a little bit. But yeah, anything that hasn't been built on yet, and if there isn't space to build in it, we're gonna put trees down. We've got to think about sustainable futures and stuff. I saw the marketing spiel. Just look at this city. It is... It is flying. It is going places. I feel like I've actually outdone myself for once. I don't say that very often. Oh, I have missed something. We haven't got any metro lines at the moment. So we've got all the infrastructure. We just haven't got the lines. So if we go onto this transport, we can go into monorail. And then we can draw some monorail lines. So basically we just click between each station. What's on fire? Oh god, there's quite a fire over here. Oh no, that's a crematorium. The crematorium's on fire. That's not supposed to happen. Anyway, fire engines are down there. You can't see them because the monorail's on top. And that was always my plan. To the untrained eye, it looks like there's no cars in this city, right? Right. Fire appears to be an issue still. I mean, they do show up. They're just a little bit late. Like, that went out by itself, guys. I don't think you can take credit for that. They've gone. They don't care. Right, so here we go. The water is finally going up the step. Let's try and get this dam in. Yes. So there we go. We have one dam in. My next dam is going to go down there. But we need to clean this water so it can be drunk. So we're going to head into the garbage and industry tab. Get a load of these floating garbage collectors. Place a few in there. I assume these float, do they? Man, they're really cool little structures though. Like you can see, like, I think that's just like scooping out all the poo in there. There's like a little staircase, some crates. Oh, very nice. But yeah, I think this is rising as everything else is rising. Oh goodness, we've got water out the front. I wonder, does that mean can I place the next dam? Aha, there we go. Nice. And down here we can put put a little bit of a channel in, which means this should fill up, and that is where our drinking water will come from. So before we go too far, we're gonna make sure that this is all filled up. Basically, we just got to put enough of these in that it does clean all the water. We're not making a poop moat like Architect Hill. Right, so hopefully that should do. That should clean that very nicely, and then the circle of life should be complete. I think I just need to put an overspill on the front here, so I'll probably delete that one like that, and then I'll just do a little, if I can trim this down. Yeah, I just want to be a little bit lower than the dam, just so it doesn't overtop. Should anything happen, all the poo will come out there, and then we can just do a little like that into there. But yep, I think we're pretty much done. Here you have the line in Saudi Arabia built in Cities Skylines, and I mean, to be fair, it's actually pretty decent. It does have renewable drinking water. People are loving life. I mean, everyone has a fantastic view, especially the people looking out this tower that get to see the insane carnage of this bridge. I don't even know what's going on there. And yeah, I feel like essentially I've built this building, the Eden Project, but on a large, long scale. And all it took was a few painstaking hours. Well, from above, it's actually pretty tasty as well, isn't it? But I will say, I feel like it's missing something. Not entirely sure what. Ah, yes, there we go. Much better. That's definitely been engineered and not architected. Right, anyway, guys. Even though the dams aren't quite finished yet, we don't quite have water down there. I think we're pretty good. I think we can call this a win. I'll say peace, love, and the line. Cheers for watching. Bye, guys.